What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to episode 3 of Cruising with Danny. First, I just want to thank you guys for hitting that play button and remind you to like and subscribe to the channel if you guys like what you see. This is just a daily vlog that I'm going to try to put up. I'm just your typical guy with a really long drive into work and a lot of stuff on my mind. So, kind of a short video today. I just wanted to bring up a topic that's kind of personal to me, and I know some people may have questions about it or have been thinking about it. And what I'm referring to is living and moving out of state. I'm originally from upstate New York. Me and my family relocated down south about 5 years ago. And, pending on what I do with my job and everything, we may relocate to another state in the near future. And the reason why I want to bring this up is, I have a lot of friends and family even back at home that some have never left the area. Some, have moved away and come back. And, I just wanted to talk about my personal experience with that and, let you guys know really what that entails if you're considering moving away and, some of the things to think about when you're doing that. First, I just want to say that there's absolutely nothing wrong with anybody who doesn't move away from home. If your home is where, if your home where you grew up at is where your heart is, and that's where you want to live the rest of your life, then that's awesome. I can't fault you for that. For me personally, in my area that I grew up in, I always knew that I was not going to grow up there, or I was not going to, I should say, raise my children there, and I wasn't going to grow old there. The area, in my personal opinion, is not the best in the world. There's not a lot of job opportunities. Taxes are really high. There's not a lot of development and growth. And for me, I could have survived there. But having children, I didn't want them experiencing that, and I didn't want them getting accustomed to that. So, I had the opportunity to move down south, and it was scary. I didn't know anybody. I had an aunt and uncle that lived in the area, and other than that, didn't know anybody, didn't know a thing about the area, didn't have a job lined up, didn't have anything. I just went for it. And I'll tell you guys, it ended up being one of the best decisions that I've ever made. I love it down here. I have a great career, great opportunity. My children are doing fantastic. They're in charter school. They're doing a lot of things that I feel like they wouldn't have the opportunity to do if we lived where we grew up at. But going into that, when you move into especially a new state, and one that's such a drastic change, let's say from New York to the South, there's a lot of different changes, whether it's culture, whether it's weather, everything is different. And for us, it was a shock, not in a bad way. Luckily for us, the area that we moved in down south, there's a lot of that southern charm and southern hospitality, which did take some adjusting, to get used to. Even the way that we talked and the way that we carried ourselves, we had to change and we had to get used to. And that's something that you always want to look at when you're moving somewhere, is what is the area like? What are the people like? What do they do? How do they talk? How do they go about their day? Because the last thing you want to do is move somewhere and piss off everybody that you're around because you're acting a certain way that they don't like or that they're not accustomed to. And I'm not saying change yourself, and I'm not saying act differently because of the people around you are, but you have to have common courtesy and you have to understand the culture of where you're moving to. For example, down here there's a lot of yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. And being almost 30 years old, that was a change. I never grew up having to say that, and I never grew up saying that in general. So doing it just out of common courtesy and common respect for a random person I'm saying hello to or what have you, it was a change. And for my children, I'm blessed because they've grown up with that, and now they're used to that, and that's something that they do, and I love that. But another thing that you also want to look at is the job opportunity in the area that you're going to. For me, the specific area that I'm in, there was a lot of job opportunities. I was actually in the medical field in New York and planned on carrying that down here. And once I got down and saw all the different avenues and all the different I'll call them adventures, that I could take, I jumped on that. I'm the type of person that loves to try new things and loves to experience new things, and I was able to do that. I've held jobs down here from just simple auto parts store to fiber technicians to, retail management, you name it. You got to be willing to try different things, but it can definitely pay off. And if you're in an area like I am, where there is a lot of growth and there's a lot of development and there's a lot of open opportunities, if you're willing to bust your tail and do it, you can take advantage of it. And I want to kind of backtrack a little bit. I said that I had some friends and some family that never moved out of the area. Some never left the area. And again, there's nothing wrong with continuing to live in the place that you grew up, but I do personally feel like there is something wrong if you never leave that area, right? If you never experience what the world has for you, and if you never go out and see different cultures and try different foods and meet different people. For us, we try to travel as much as possible. I've been out to Colorado, down to Florida, up to Massachusetts, all over, up and down the East Coast. And I love it. I try to expose my children to as much traveling as possible. I try to ingrain in them, and this may seem kind of crazy to some parents out there, but I try to ingrain to them, I don't want them going to college here. Not that this area has bad colleges. Matter of fact, we have 4, at least 4 to 5 major universities within 2 to 3 hours of us that would be fantastic if they went to. And if that's something that they decided to do, I would never stop them. However, I want them to go somewhere else. I want them to, particularly go to USC. I love University of Southern California. I think it's a fantastic school and a fantastic area, and I want my children to go there because I want them to experience new things. I don't want them to feel like there's a bubble that they live in now and it's impossible for them to break out of it. And that's what I find the mindset of a lot of people who are still in the area that I grew up in, is they feel like they're trapped in a bubble and they can't get out. And that's not true. Put your mind to it. Find a place, find a job, and do it. If you're broke right now, if you have absolutely no money right now and you have a job, you can move. And what I mean by that, and this is exactly what we had to do, is you save up a little bit. All you have to do is just save up enough money to physically move, and you're going to be no worse off than you are right now. It's just you'll be in a different place with different and potentially better opportunity that you can elevate yourself. If you're in an area, especially the area that you grew up in, and you've hit what you feel like is a plateau and you're never going to increase past that, why stay? And that's kind of the conclusion that we came to, is we were at the point where we didn't feel like we had any opportunities or any doors that were open that we could elevate past the position that we were in. We moved down here, we were in the same position that we were in up there, which was next to nothing. And guess what? More opportunity, more doors, and we took advantage of that and are continuing to drive for success and drive for a better life for not only us, but our children. And guys, the thing about it is, nothing comes easy, right? I heard a saying last night that said, if you do what is easy, then life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, then life will be easy. And I feel like that is so true. If you take the easy route in life, if you take the easy route in your job or in your day-to-day, then your life is going to be hard because you're not contributing to that. But if you do things at work, and if you do things in life that are hard, then your life itself will be easy because you've handled the hard stuff first. Anything else is easy, and everything else is what's considered life. So just a little food for thought, guys. I know I'm starting to ramble a little bit, and I'm going to try to make it to where when I notice myself rambling, I'm going to cut these videos off. But again, I told you I try to do daily uploads. Please start leaving some comments down below, guys, of any ideas that you had that you want me to talk about in the mornings. Give me a little away from this rambling that I start to do once I run out of ideas here. But yeah, appreciate everybody, guys. Like, subscribe, let me know what you guys think, and peace and love. I'll see y'all tomorrow.